Darles un aplauso a Emmy Rossum. Alice Englert. Y Alden Ehrenreich. Oh, first of all, congratulations on your movie. I really like your job. They're really amazing. Thank you. So, how's Mexico treating you so far?
Good. We haven't seen very much. Yeah, sitting in the hotel.
It is not the first time that you come to Mexico, right? You have your previous film has Brown was shot, right?
Yeah, in Durango.
Okay.
And in Durango and Mexico City a couple times, and Cabo.
So welcome. So first of all, could you tell us what was the first approach to the book? Was it before you that you were playing the role, or after?
For me, it was after. I got cast in the film a week before we started shooting, so I hadn't heard of the books, and then once we started shooting, I started reading the first book. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I read the script before I actually the book. I loved Richard LaGravenese's interpretation of the story. I was so attracted to it. That's where I came from, the work.
And I read all of the books.
Oh, really?
After
wow.
after I read the script, I devoured all of the books. I loved them.
Oh, wonderful. So, bueno, vamos a empezar con la sesión de preguntas y respuestas. Por favor, si levanta la mano y hacer la pregunta en español. Muchas gracias.
Buen día. Es con micrófono.
Buenos días. La primera pregunta para ellos es ¿qué es lo que les atrapó de su personaje? Y la segunda pregunta es en cuestión de qué piensan sobre las críticas que ha tenido esta película, si piensan que es la exitosa saga después de la de Mundo.
I was really attracted to Lena because I thought she was a character who started in strength and ended in strength, but began the story in strength that was built on insecurity and fear, and ended it in a strength that was built on love and acceptance. I have no idea about marketing. I really don't know about the saga stuff. It's not very interesting to me. I just like making movies. I don't know. I think it's had a bit of fun.
I love my character in the books because she's the villain, and I never get to play the villain before, so it's exciting for me. And I loved her kind of brand of manipulation. She's kind of a cheerleader bad girl. So I like the driving past cars and all the clothes, and our writer-director is so smart with how he tells the story in such a mature, interesting, new, fresh way. And so I loved it. And I get the comparison because we're both based on books, but I think we're very different things. Our film is, hopefully you'll find very funny as well.
Yeah, I really, the first thing, the reason I did the movie is because I liked my character so much. I really loved his ambition and restlessness and his desire to get something more out of life. And so I really enjoyed playing it. Yeah, I don't know anything about all that other stuff.
Sí. Buen día. ¿Qué significa para ustedes que pudieran comentar sus experiencias de haber trabajado al lado de actores tan experimentados como Jeremy Irons o Emma Thompson, que no se quieran favor? Gracias.
Yeah, I mean, working with that level of actor was really, it brings you to another level, and I would go watch them on the monitor when I wasn't in scenes, because it was like free acting class, and I just feel really fortunate that at this early part of my career I get to work with people of such talent and experience.
They were so generous and kind to us. Emma Thompson is one of the funniest women I've ever met. Ever. Yeah. I would like to change that statement. Is the funniest woman I've ever met. So it was incredible. I don't know what else to say. I just loved them.
I think they brought depth to the characters and
Playfulness too.
playfulness and humor, and it was fun to be around them and watch them. And everyone always says, you know, like, how is it to work with these legends? What did you learn from them? And we learned a lot, but I think at the same time, I feel lucky to be up here with these two young actors who you can learn from too. They have a freshness, they have a commitment to their craft, and they're smart and not jaded. Not to say that our older actors are jaded, because they're not. They still have fun. But I think that you can't underestimate younger actors and what you can learn from them. So I learned as much from you guys too.
Again.
Hola, muy buenos días, Raúl Sánchez de Cine y Más, bienvenidos a México. Mi pregunta sería, ¿cómo fue su preparación para los personajes y qué experiencia les deja a ustedes para que nos puedan compartir? Gracias.
Sorry, I put my earpiece in.
How did you prep your character?
How did I prep my character? Oh, well, I was just, you know, I had very little time, so I was made, the first thing was just to get the accent. There's a very specific Southern accent to the film, and learning that was a challenge, but actually was really informative. What's cool about the movie is it really takes place in this very specific environment and culture. It is all about the culture that it takes place within. So learning about the accent, we had this great dialect coach named Rick Lipton, and we learned about Southern culture, Southern American culture, and why they speak that way, how their customs work, and everything like that. So that was really informative. And then besides that, just trying to, you know, figure out who my character was.
For Lena, I just wanted to kind of connect with what was human about her, actually. Instead of trying to think, you know, what the witch thing was. Because as a character, she's someone who is yearning to be normal, yearning to be human. So I wanted to find what those details were, especially because I know a lot more about being human. So, yeah, that's where I started and where mostly it remains.
And I guess I tried to drive the car really fast and not die. No, I read all the books and loved her journey, loved her relationship with Lena, and I just kind of, I think part of the message of the film is that everyone has good and evil within them, and you get to decide what you harness. So I like to think that in my everyday life I'm more good, but I definitely have that side, so I just try to tap into that enjoyment of my evil nature.
Hi there. I'm Debido with the Associated Press. I would like to know first a question for you, Amy. The special fashion press has been praising you because of your style through the press tour of this movie. I would like to know what are you wearing right now, and what are you going to wear for the red carpet tonight, and for all of you guys, I would also like to know if you have the chance to sell a cat, what would it be in real life?
I like to go on, I would spell cast Richard Branson so that I could go on the Virgin Galactic to space for free, because it's super expensive. I really wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid. So that's what I would spell cast, Richard Branson coming for you. I'm wearing Thomas Lyles and Renee Caavilla shoes, and tonight, I forgot. Oh, I think it's Zuhair Marat, I think. And Christian Louboutin.
I'm wearing Vivian with red and gold shoes. And tonight I'm wearing Givenchy. I think I said, I've been trying to say it right all the time, and I did it, I think. Shit.
No, that's not really. It's Givenchy. You want to know what I'm wearing? Okay. I like that. That's better than any of the things I've been able to come up with. The Richard Branson thing. That's really good. So I'm going to just steal that. Yeah.
I'm
coming too. I'm gonna.
We're all going.
Yeah.
How, what, is that what's the timeline?
You can do it right now. It's just like
No.
$2 million.
Have they done,
Yeah, people go up.
are you,
It's just really
it's
rich
already
people.
happening?
Really, really rich people.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's already happening
Yeah, I
now?
believe it's happening.
Oh my.
For the right price. Or if you're a witch.
Right.
Over here, hi, welcome to Mexico. So I was wondering if you guys are ready for massive popularity, and Alden, are you especially ready because you're becoming like the next Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
And one question for you, Alden, have you read all the books that your character talks about in the movies? Because they are great books.
Yeah. No, I haven't read. What? What? So I read some of them. I read On the Road. I read The Fountainhead. I read some of them. I read The Kill Mockingbird. Yeah, there's great books. Alice had a great idea, which was to make a box set of all the books in the film and make that a promotional thing. And in terms of popularity,
Well, you know,
I don't know.
it's all speculation. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like.
We'll see. Like, you know, the most important thing is that people respond and like the movie. And so far, you know, the reviews have been good. People seem to like the movie, so we'll see. Yeah. And I don't know about Robert. Robert Pattinson, like, just started acting like a few years ago, right? So I think we don't need a new one yet.
Guys, just talk a little about Rose scene. This one, I don't know if it's a set specially constructed in a rock.
It was, yeah, our director, Richard LaGravenese, does love special effects and CGI, so they built the room to do everything that you see in the movie, so it was really spinning.
Oh, wow.
And Alice and I had harnesses, and we were strapped to poles on the floor, and we were taking Dramamine, too, which is like for seasickness. So it makes you very sleepy.
I think you're Richard. I say what so much.
Yeah, it makes you kind of nauseous to be spinning, but I took, she didn't take it. I took the seasickness drug.
How long was the shooting?
4 days.
Oh,
I didn't think 3, but I'm going to go
3 or 4. We were spinning for days. And it was hard initially not to laugh. We would both like look at each other and laugh because it felt like you were at like Six Flags Great Adventure, spinning and trying to do this like caster girl fight battle. So it was fun.
Yeah.
Aquí, Emmy, yo quería preguntarte, bueno, ¿cómo fue elegir este papel? Y dado que tienes ahorita una carrera también en televisión, ¿qué es lo que te ha dejado en tu serie de estar eligiendo constantemente más trabajos en cine?
Well, I love my show. I love my family that I come back to every year on Shameless. They are really like my second family because you see them and spend, a couple months out of every year with them, so I feel very lucky to have that. But I love working on films, and I love trying different characters, and I get a little restless. So this was the perfect treat because this character couldn't be more different than the one I play on TV. And I just finished another film as well, a smaller film. So no witches in that one. So
What's it called?
it's called You're Not You with Hilary Swank. It's a drama. And so I think for me it's just about choosing roles that are exciting. And this was very exciting because I never get cast as a villain. So I wanted to prey upon political hours.
¿Otra pregunta?
Marta, hablando de experiencias, Emmy, una pregunta, ¿manejaste el BMW74 que tiene tu personaje? ¿Te gustó? ¿Qué te pareció? ¿Cómo lo sentiste? Y si prefieres de algún agregado para tu personaje.
I asked if I could keep it. They said no. It was fun. They had me drive it really fast. And it was actually, we shot that on my first day on set. So I'm always very concerned on my first few days on set that I'm going to be fired and replaced. So my main concern was not to crash the car and therefore be fired. So yeah, they said drive it really fast, and I said, what if I crash it? And they said, we have to.
And I was in the car with her at some point, which was very scary.
And I'm like driving one-handed with my arm or on jail.
Right, and they cut, and she just kept driving.
Bueno, bienvenidos a México. Dos preguntas. ¿Cuál fue su experiencia de estar en esa película? Y si pudieran comentar alguna anécdota que tuvieran.
I put the... Oh, great. I think it was, I mean, I had a great time making the film. The experience of getting to act every day for 3 months or whatever it was is just the best time that I have. What's an anecdote? No, I know what an anecdote is. If you drink poison, that's so I got food poisoning on my first day of filming with Viola Davis, and we had to film these scenes, like some big scenes with her, and I'd eaten like some kind of catfish or something terrible the night before, and then I was doing these scenes with Viola Davis, and having to run away and do horrible things that I won't talk about, and then come back and do the scene without vomiting on Viola Davis. And I also tackled Emma Thompson once by accident. Oh, we were doing it. There's a scene in the movie where she tells me she's a witch, and I had all these things, and I had a washcloth and a blanket and all these different props, and it was hard to shoot, and it was going really badly. We couldn't get the scene. And I went outside, and I was so depressed, and I was like, oh, what are we going to do? And it was also the first day that Emma Thompson happened to be watching us. And she came outside and was trying to make us feel better and lift the spirits. And in order to do that, she picked me up as a joke and lifted me off the ground. And then I just fell on her, and I hurt her by accident. And then I was just much more upset, because now... And she was trying to laugh, but it was clear that she was pretty hurt. So yeah, those would be my experiences with that.
So you had food poisoning and...
Food poisoning and tackling Emma Thompson. I don't have one for Jeremy like that, so I'm going to have to assault him in some way the next time I see him.
And Judah, do you have any stories?
I had at the end of the film, wearing very big dresses. And it was very hot in New Orleans. It was like 100 degrees, and we were wearing these corsets and these big dresses all day. And at the end, I took off my dress in these big cooling tents, and this massive spider crawled out of the skirt.
Oh my God.
I was hysterical. I was screaming and jumping around like a little girl. And Emma Thompson was like, no big deal. She's just so cool, and I was like such a little pansy girl.
Oh my God, I don't think
That was a Grateful Dead song.
Oh, yeah. We went to it's really great episode. Like, it's just we went to a mass body under a highway. That's it.
But we Grateful Dead covers band under a highway concert. Yeah, terrible.
Erika Llano del Grupo Fórmula. Chicos, esta película habla mucho sobre brujería. Quisiera saber cuál es su opinión sobre esto y por qué el tema es tan recurrido y sobre todo si ustedes creen en
I think you have to believe in something bigger than what we can understand. Otherwise, I don't know. It seems presumptuous to say that you don't believe in anything like that. But I think it's a popular thing, especially for teenagers, because to see these emotions on this epic scale feel like what it feels like to be a teenager. You have these strong feelings, and then you get to see these expressions of those feelings in the storm and the hurricane and this and that. And so that's I think why it's popular, because it feels like what the experience feels like internally. You get to see it all around you. Yeah.
That's a smart answer. When I was kind of an outcast in my school when I was a kid. I was the only one who liked theater and music. This was before Glee was popular, so it was still weird to like musical theater, to like opera, and it kind of made me the loser in school. I know, it's hard to believe. And so I went through a phase when I was 13 or 14 where I would wear all black, like a black long sleeve t-shirt and a black short sleeve t-shirt over the long sleeve t-shirt, and black pants and black shoes and a black hat. And I would go to Wicca stores and buy like spell books and think that I could like make things happen, but it took only about 3 weeks for me to realize that that was not going to work and I was not really a witch. And I was still not cool.
When I was a kid, I really truly believed that I was capable of extraordinary things. And I think that it's an interesting transition period in this adolescent fascination with fantasy. I think it does resonate within the child leaving, and while also sort of allowing us to look at the problems and the feelings that we have in our adult lives in a way that isn't too close, too uncomfortable, too scary for us. So it keeps it at a distance because it's not real, And I think that's why I love fantasy. When I grew up loving it, there's sort of such a fun way to be able to play with stuff, play with these ideas.
Hola, buenos días. Me gustaría saber si, hablando de los personajes, ya no lo empezaron a decir, pero ahora en la actualidad, o sea, ¿qué tanto de ustedes está en el personaje? Si se identifican con cada uno de sus personajes. Y por otro lado, ¿cuánto duró la filmación?
Yeah, I moved around a lot during my schooling years, so I really related to that kind of. I understood her hardness, that sort of hard edge that she developed, with the hello is quickly followed by goodbye kind of mentality, and yeah, I just completely relate. I related a little bit to my character. I tried to find the humanity underneath the evil. The idea that my character was really an outcast from her own family, and that's what kind of made her even more angry and fueled her evilness. So I like to find the humanity within the badness, and but I'm not a witch, so hopefully. Although my mom might say differently about my teenage years.
I think I identified with my character. Certainly when I was in high school, I had these dreams of this bigger, more adventurous life that I feel like, well, I guess I'm sort of living right now. But I definitely lived in my imagination and had a lot of ambitions to have life be something more than what I had been given. And it took like 2 months, I think, to make the movie. No, 3 months. 3 months? I have no idea.
Mi nombre es Lena Duchannes, mi pregunta es si cree que este tipo de películas de magia negra y fantasmas y de brujas, ¿se cree que esté solo de moda o si va a perdurar un buen tiempo? Y mi segunda pregunta es ¿de qué partida de comida mexicana me gusta? Gracias.
Well, I think that actually things about witchcraft and outcasts have been around for a lot longer than they've been popular in such a, worldwide way. I mean, Beetlejuice, Tim Burton's been doing this for ages. It's not a new thing, it's just that people are making a lot of money out of it, which is not something that I had any clue about coming onto this project. And I like all your food. I think it's really nice.
I love The Witch's Beast Flick. That's probably my favorite. That's probably my favorite. Jack, yeah. He plays Daryl Van Horn.
Right.
and he has all those girls that are, he's like possessing them. And so I mean, but fantasy films have been around forever. You have Bride of Frankenstein, you have the original Phantom of the Opera that was, 50 years ago. So, right?
Well, Dracula.
No, I wasn't talking about my film. I was talking about, and books and supernatural stories, and going even back to like Greek mythology and Aesop's fables, and there's always been kind of a fantasy and suspension of disbelief, but just now they seem to be more trendy or popular. But yeah, we're just in Eastwick and practical magic. I mean, I grew up watching those kinds of movies. So I loved it, and I like guacamole.
Guys, your Mexican food.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think. I like the mole. I went to Oaxaca and had chocolate mole with chicken. And that was really good. But I like a lot of Mexican food.
I also like the cactus with like cheese baked. Kind of weird, but I like it.
I like burritos.
Who doesn't like burritos?
I mean, that's pretty basic.
Tequila.
Bien.
Muchas gracias. La primera pregunta es para Alice. De acuerdo a lo publicado en una revista sobre la película, se dio a conocer que usted es hija de filmación. Mi pregunta es si le dio algún consejo sobre la filmación o cuál fue su reacción al enterarse de esta cinta, considerando que, bueno, es director de una situación un poco más fuerte, por decirlo de alguna forma. Y para todo el elenco, ¿cuántas secuelas más están dispuestos a hacer?
Well, my mom has never worked with Hollywood or with the studios, which has, been hard, meant different kind of sacrifices, but I think actually the respect I have for her for doing that and always maintaining complete control of her artistic vision, I respect her so hugely. And then secondly, she's my mother, so of course I get advice from her constantly. But I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I love her, we both love our work, we love talking about work. I talk to her about the film in the same way I always talk to her about my work, we just talk about character, and little funny personal details that, our family relationship.
And we're doing, we're signed up for 2 more? Yeah.
It's sort of a standard contract, right?
Yeah. So it'll be 2 more. Are plantain a Mexican food? Plantain? Plátano? Is that like Cuban or is that Mexican? I forgot we're Cuban. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Chicos, de este lado, soy Tinajero del periódico Reforma. Muchos esperan esta película justamente con las 2 secuelas. Están preparados para tener una gran cantidad de fans, en especial porque están dirigidos a un público adolescente, y muchos también se han comentado dentro de las redes sociales, dentro de la propia prensa, que van a ser los siguientes crepúsculos. ¿Ustedes lo ven así?
No, I say I don't. That's never been something that I connected with the film. The media has a whole other thing going on. Honestly, I don't think we are. That's not what the film we made, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same genre. By the way, this was the first really big film in this genre, but beyond that, there's not really, I mean, I haven't seen the Twilight movies, but from what I understand, it's not similar. And I sort of got the second half of the question. And the media stuff, yeah, I think, especially when we were making the film too, it was really important that we just focused on this script, this movie, these characters, to focus on some kind of other context or other trying to pander to some kind of public interest. It doesn't really make sense when you're trying to tell a story that's a personal story. And Alice and I were initially reluctant to get involved in this kind of film, but we both saw once we read the script that this is a really personal character-driven. I mean, it was the best characters of any of the scripts I was reading. So, yeah, I think, you know, it does support it. You please, I have nothing else.
I think it's kind of dangerous to compare yourself to something that's such a phenomenon, especially when all those books are in a similar genre and maybe read by people of a similar age. I feel honestly that our story is very different. I feel like when people see the movie who have seen Twilight, they think it's a different experience. It's very funny, it's very emotional, it doesn't have the same kind of, the love, at least for me personally, when I read the script, and I have only seen the first Twilight, and this is only the first of this film, so I can only compare it to that. The love is more healthy in a certain way, because you have the woman who has the power, and the boy who loves her for who she is. There's no kind of, I don't know, I love the message of this film, which says that we can accept ourselves for our good and bad nature, that we are supported and our families are loyal to us. It's about familial love, it's about loyalty, it's about more than just, at least for me, I remember when I saw a vampire and a girl who were in love. For me, it was more special, at least, when I read the book. But I haven't read the Twilight book, so I could be wrong. And no offense to those fans, but for me, this was more impactful on me in terms of a story about young love. And I love that our characters, our protagonists, are so intelligent. They read Kurt Vonnegut, they read interesting books, they want to travel the world. It's not just about loving each other and what keeps them apart. It's about a lot more than that, and I think that's why the script resonated with me and why people who see the movie like the movie. Sure.
Tenemos tiempo para dos preguntas más.
Hold on a second. I think that you do work because it's artistic, but also because you want to share it with people. Like you want people to read your article. You know what I mean? So we want as many people to see this movie and fall in love with this movie, like we fell in love with the script when we read it. So we are prepared for that, but we're proud of the movie as it is.
You guys are matching.
Por acá. Gabriel González de este lado. Bueno, chicos, no sé cómo están conectados con el público joven, porque a eso va dirigida la película. En redes sociales, ahora que se maneja mucho Twitter, Facebook, y podría ser también, no sé si tienen ustedes o tuvieron algún acercamiento con las autoras de los libros al momento de hacer sus personajes, y bueno, podría ser, ¿qué opinan ustedes si podría ser una combinación entre Crepúsculo y Harry Potter, en este caso del Mundo de Criaturas? Gracias.
We kind of answered that first.
Yeah, I don't have Facebook or Twitter or any of that stuff. I have no input into the where we're aiming. So my job is to come and talk to you guys, which is a pleasure to do. Apart from that, like where we're aiming is not our business. That's not.
I'm on everything. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. I love it all. And I think what's special is that you get to hear the fans or people's reaction, positive or negative, right after they see the movie, right when they see the trailers. They write to you directly and say, I like this, I don't like this. And so at least, of course they write crazy stuff too, but it's exciting to have that kind of immediate feedback. And I think that's kind of the wave of the future, which is maybe a good and bad thing.
Too much for us.
Yeah.
But in terms of the authors, something the author said that I really like, and sort of touches on what Alice was saying before, is that they looked around at stories in this genre, and they were always seeing these male characters who were very cold and mean and jerks to these girls. And they wanted to write a male character that was upbeat and positive and courteous and intelligent and treated a girl well. So that was something that I appreciated about there. I mean, we didn't really get to know them until we had already basically been into the filming process and shooting the film, but I liked that idea, like that they were trying to send that message to that younger audience that you were talking about?
I have a secret.
Tell me.
When I got the part, I followed the writers on Twitter, and they followed me, and I direct messaged them and asked them a bunch of questions about the character.
Really?
And totally went around everyone and was like, so what was she like when she was a kid, blah, blah, blah. And you know, you're limited to 140 characters in Twitter, so I would be like, write really short, succinct answers.
Online, like everyone can see it?
No, direct meaning private.
Oh,
Yes.
wow.
I don't think Richard knows that.
Watch.
Bueno, lamentablemente se nos acaba el tiempo.